worked in TV too. Can you tell us a bit about your background in television?
Worked for a international news TV station for almost 10 years, like 9.5. And I had to quit because of COVID and because I moved countries. And so it was very amazing job, but really intense because it was news station and it was breaking news all the time, plane crashes, terror attacks. So all those things. And it was like 14, 15-hour shifts, or then you go home, then your editor calls you in the middle of the night, wakes you up, and you have to go back to the office or work from home from your bed. So I basically, what I did was everything that happens behind the camera. So that's why I know everything. So when it comes to like writing, so I started as a broadcast journalist. I started to work in a newsroom, and for a few years I was writing all the materials for correspondents, materials for TV presenters, all those fun things. And also basically this is where my love for video editing started. I did a lot of video editing for correspondent pieces, for political programs, for news pieces, for everything. And this is basically why I think I have a different perspective on Reels, because I know all the professional video editing basics. So how to film literally one object from like all different positions, and how to create like a 3-minute news report about, I don't know, this computer mouse or something.
Well, that's it. I can see that, you know, and to fill you in, if you're watching right now and you're sort of thinking, oh, I don't understand what those skills are. If you're a news producer, if you're the person who wrote the script for the presenter, if you're the person behind the scenes who set up the shot, you know, a producer behind the scenes of television does all the work. To be frank, look, us presenters, we're very lucky. We have teams of people around us, and you have a person like Ally who does the hard yards. They really are the one who will get thrown under the bus if something goes wrong, so they've got to be quite resilient. You work under pressure to deadlines, so I imagine that's why you got quite quick at your editing skills as well, and your content creation capacity. You know, you really have got a very good muscle in that role for being able to just be responsive and create content at the drop of a hat.
And when your deadline is literally 1 minute, like how long do we have until we're on air? Like 1 minute and 37 seconds, and this is what time you have to literally cut this piece of video that you just received from the, I don't know, the scene of an accident or an incident or something, and then you literally, it's all about seconds. When you have like that amount of time to actually put your video in the rundown so that they show it on air as well. So yeah, it was a bit intense. I feel like I'm retired now and doing something that I love.
The one thing that TV producers need to do is you need to create popularist content. You need to make your content appeal to many, many people as quickly as possible. Do you think that's where you learnt the art that you've been able to master in Reels, of getting people's attention, you know, within 3 seconds?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. Because when you start watching the news, first what you hear are headlines, especially if it's a news program, or if it's a teaser of like a political program or any other analytical program, any program on TV, even when it's a program about animals. So the first thing you hear is a hook. It's always the hook, like just, I don't know, write a short summary and then pick the sexiest part. So something that is, I think so. So after 9 years of literally writing 3-second hooks, I think I nailed it finally.
Yeah, that's it. Like, we're walking through the internet these days as users. I always say this, might as well wear a big sign on our head that says, what's in it for me? At the end of the day, until a person, a talking head, a face, an influencer, anybody on the internet convinces me why I need to keep watching, I'm simply not going to.
And this is what I'm teaching our clients, to just question more, have like a different perspective on things. Notice things that are your unique selling points, what differs you from other businesses. Ask yourself all those questions, and this will help you to create original content. And as we know, Instagram right now prioritizes original content over trends, which actually I think makes our job easier. Rather than following trends, spending hours on finding trending sounds, we actually can just go on there and just talk about our products as it is, or services.
I love that. That is exactly what the opportunity is here for individuals, for personal brands, for business brands, for professional speakers. And the opportunity for business right now is to actually just do you. Like, more than ever. Like, I meet so many business owners who are like, I can't point at the screen, and then I can't edit the stupid thing and match it all up. It's just too much work. So what you're really saying, Ally, that isn't, even with just one of these, we can actually promote our business the same way the biggest companies of the world are doing right now. And that newscaster kind of mentality is kind of what you need, that news presenters and news producers mentality. Like, where's the story? We need to become producers of our own expertise, almost. right? Often when we do something for life, right? We've got a job, we've got a profession. All these years I've worked as a presenter on radio and TV, and it never occurred to me that the most basic things would be so helpful to people, like how do you get so comfortable speaking on camera? Now, you know, 2 decades later, I've turned a whole business out as a result of that. You know? So we can rip moments from our expertise, creatively present them on camera, and then edit a piece of content that just gets eyeballs, like just gets people who you never dreamed of looking at your content. Can you tell me about some of the awesome results and transformations you've had for the businesses that you work with in this capacity?
The main transformation that I offer to people is to, as you already said, to just help them love Reels, help them stop looking at Reels as an obligation, as something that they're not inspired by, as something that they just have to do because Instagram tells them to do it. And instead, looking at Reels as this tool to just softly sell their products or services, as a just tool to be yourself, as a tool to be creative, as a tool to just help people to know who you are, to show your personality, and to show yourself as an expert, to position yourself as an expert, because this is why I love Talking Head Reels, and I love your Talking Head Reels comment a lot, because they they solve two main problems really. They show your personality to your audience, and they position you as an expert and as a go-to person in your industry. So I guess my biggest win with my clients is to help them open up, for them like a huge win to discover that there are other ways, and that they don't have to do something that they hate to do or something that's cringy for them. So rather than just finding something that feels good. This is my kind of motto.
You might see me, you might see Ally on camera, you might see people you've watched on TV. If you're an older generation like me, you probably grew up watching people on TV, and you'll make the mistake of thinking that they're naturals. And there is no such thing as a natural presenter on camera. Everyone has had to work on it. And I'll tell you why. It's so freaking weird, right? You're trying to turn the lens of a camera, this bit right here, into the eyes of a person. Not many people, just one person. And you're trying to personify them to such an extent that you engage with them exactly the same way you would a real person. And that's what makes you look more confident. That's what helps you connect through the lens with people, right? And you're still going to go to lots and lots of people, and you're still going to reach, right? But you're going to use language when you visualize one person that makes the person on the other end feel like you're actually talking directly to them. And I'll tell you what, the people, the coaches and the businesses and the celebrities that I've subscribed to the most, the ones that have made me want to buy their stuff, I've often said to them, it felt like you cracked open my head and tipped out the contents when you spoke to me through the lens of the camera. Like that's how intimate a connection you can make with somebody. And that's my most important tip. You can just start visualizing that one person and get really specific on who they are. That marketing avatar is going to be your best friend.
So amazing that we are in this era where actually we can be the faces of our brand. People like even 10 years ago used to hire people to voice over their content for commercials, for internet videos, for something to star in their, marketing campaigns. But now you can do all that and actually it will be better because people buy from people. People don't want to buy from someone who looks fake and talks fake. They want you with your flaws, because they want raw and real. And this is exactly what Reels and stories and talking on camera skills can help you with.